Hey YouTubers, Christopher Wanamaker here doing a new category topic video, which is pretty much something I'm seeing a major pattern on, especially with other people, Americans, friends, family members, and people that I see online on YouTube videos, on TikTok clips, and all that kind of stuff, and which is pretty much a lot of people are ruled by their emotions, their worries, their concerns, their fears of all the what if, and then they think that they know better. And by doing so, being ruled by your emotions, worries, concerns, fears of what if this, what if that, so I ain't going to take the risk, I'm going to run and hide, stick my head in the sand, kind of a thing, then they just make their situation worse and worse and worse. So it's pretty much they're ruled by their emotions, concerns, and fears, and they're not really using this. They're not thinking before they act. And so what they end up doing is doing something really stupid, and which just it's like compound interest of making things worse and worse and worse for themselves. Like running and hiding once you get caught will do nothing but make your situation way worse than it actually needs to be. So my overall suggestion and advice would be, if you know you've done something that if you get caught you can get in trouble for, then you need to just give up. Turn yourself in, give up if you got caught by somebody. Um, and then that makes your situation. You'll probably get some form of punishment of some form, whether it's probation, a couple days in jail, you got to do some community service, maybe a fine. There might even be a mixture of those, kind of a thing. But if you resist arrest, if you fight back, if you someone caught you, let's say like a police officer pulled up and caught you robbing a mini mart or whatever, and they they pull out a gun and say freeze, and put your hands up and throw the weapon down and all that, and you don't, and you run. Now you try to flee a cop, he tackles you and you wrestle with him, you resisted arrest. You're just tacking on more, to your list of whether it be felonies or whatever, of the bad things that you did, and you're just making your situation worse and worse and worse. It's like compound interest on money you put away into savings. It went from one thing to now two things to now three to now 10, you know. And I'm someone who definitely sees patterns. After I see certain things so many times, I see really good patterns very quickly. I pay attention to the details. The details matter. And from what I have noticed, is that people who usually do this, who allow their emotions to control them, they don't control their emotions because they're not using this. They're not thinking before they act. Whatever you do, and that whatever you're resisting or whatever, how long is it going to last? How bad is it going to get? Take whatever you have done and multiply it by 1 and 5. And that's how bad it's going to get. So for example, what I'm talking about, like someone who screws up their life over one whole year. So 12 whole months of like doing drugs, alcohol, being a bully, being an abuser, but then you start recovering. And a lot of people think, well, I've been recovering for a month. I've been recovering for 2 months. I've been recovering for 3 months. I've been recovering for 6. I've been recovering for 9. How long is this going to last? Why isn't things getting better? It's karma. It's, if the law didn't catch you and punish you, then karma's going to. I really believe in karma, and so it's what you dish and serve to others is exactly what you deserve to get dished and served in return. And usually it's either equal to how long you screwed up your life for, how long you hurt people for, to you know multiplied by 1 to 5. So if you screwed up and really hurt people and abused people and yelled and screamed at people and hurt relationships and used people, your karma is probably going to be, if you did it for one whole year, then you're going to get at least one whole year's worth, if not up to 5 years worth. Let's say you screw up your life and your karma is horrible and you treat other people horribly for 2 years. How long is your life going to suck trying to recover from it? I would say at least 2 years, up to 10 years. So it's that whatever you did, take that time period and multiply it by 1 and multiply it by 5. And that is the range area of how long your life is going to suck. You know, now if it's not karma getting you, then it's, law enforcement justice system. Now, whether that's from a judge, whether that's from a police officer, you got caught and then fled on foot. You jumped in a vehicle and tried to run. And then as you're running, every second that you are running and continually running, you're just making your situation worse and worse. And then you're probably breaking more laws, driving through red lights, hitting other people, maybe abandoning one vehicle and then trying to, take over somebody else's vehicle while they're driving and throw them out. And then you assaulted somebody. You're just racking up your list of what you're going to get charged for when eventually you get caught. The only way you're going to get out of it is if you get shot and killed. That's the only escape from all of the trouble you're going to get in. So, but then it's not karma getting you. Maybe it's a little bit of karma, but it's also it's the government, it's the justice system that's going to charge you. And then how many charges, how many forms of punishment do you get? Massive fines, probation, jail time, prison time, all this. I mean, could even. That's one thing I never quite understood about our justice system. When someone only has one actual life, how can they be charged with, 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 consecutive life sentences? They have one life. The math isn't mathing. They're not, immortal. They're mortal. It makes no logical freaking sense whatsoever. But if they're gonna do that, I don't know why we don't just implement like a more serious death penalty. Anybody who may help them with like Tesla's assisted suicide or something. I think that for anybody who has a consecutive, a multiple consecutive, or too much of a serious punishment, we shouldn't be wasting time, energy, and resources. So, but overall, the thing is that if you do something that that is risky and that you could get caught and get in trouble for, hey, you can take the chance. So that's free will. It's your choice to take the chance on doing something or stealing something or breaking something or whatever it is. But if you get caught, don't run. Stop right where you are. Give up. Face, deal with, overcome, and conquer the issue, the problem, the fear, the worry, the concern. Um, face the consequences. You make your bed, lie in it. You make a mess, it's your job to clean it up. What goes around comes around. You reap what you sow. Um, so until you do something about it, it's pretty much is if you did something and you did something wrong, whatever is created in darkness eventually always comes to light. It will come back to bite you in the butt. My thought process is when you do something and like tell someone a half truth, half lie, or you tell straight up lie, or whatever, depending on how much does it eat away at you or whatever. Or did you hurt other people? Especially, that's the big key. Did you do something that really hurt other people? The karma is going to come back and bite you in the butt at some point in time. What goes around comes around. What you dish and serve to others is exactly what you deserve karma wise to get dished and served in return. What goes around comes around. It's a definition of respect. Treat others as you want to be treated. So if you treat other people well and they're there for you and they're positive for you and they go above and beyond for you, you should do the same for them. Equalness and fairness, balance the scales to make it where they're even. Um, if if you treat other people bad, then they should treat you bad because that's what you told them. Hey, I want proper respect, and the proper respect is I treated you horribly, you treat me horribly. You know, equalness and fairness. So if you do something horrible or bad or tell a half truth, half lie, or just keep lying, you're living a whole lie of a life, then, as soon as the lie or the bad thing that you did to somebody, it's a small issue. You can take care of it rather quickly if you face it, deal with it, overcome it, and conquer it, and it's done and over with and goes away. So, but if you allow it to keep going, you ignore it, you avoid whatever the issue is. I compare it to either a single grain of sand amongst the entire beach of sand. It's a small issue, or I would compare it to say one of those little like Fourth of July popper firecrackers you throw down on the ground and it pops. It's a small little tiny issue, but every day that you ignore it and avoid it, you don't face it, deal with it, overcome and conquer it. It's doing this. It's getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger with every passing day that you're ignoring it and avoiding it and making the situation worse and worse. And eventually, every bubble will pop. So it will blow up in your face. It'll go from a small issue to a megaton nuclear warhead in your face. The more and more you ignore whatever it is that you did, especially if you hurt other people. That karma, like they say, karma's a bitch. So um, so pretty much, the big picture is if you get in trouble, you get caught. Stop right there. Don't do anything worse. Don't make it worse. Don't compound the bad situation. Give up. Face whatever little punishment that comes your way, and then you just deal with it and get over it. And hopefully you learn from it and you never do that horrible thing again or anything similar to it. Um, so I'm going to show a few two little YouTube clips to give a great representation example of people who think that they know better, who don't think before they act. They're ruled by their emotions and fear, stubbornness as well. They do whatever the hell they want, and they turn a simple situation, and by making horrible choices, they just compounded and made the situation, it just kept increasing and increasing, leveling up to being worse, worse, and worse. So I'm going to show a few little video clips as illustration examples of what I'm talking about. 1 second. This is a couple-minute clip of a 65-year-old woman gets tased after resisting arrest.
I did issue for a defective equipment. It's $80. You have till September 16th to take care of this. Get you to sign over the Exodus.
So you don't even give a warning for this?
You've been driving around for 6 months like that.
I'm truthful.
Well, I'm not going to give you a warning for something you've been driving for 6 months.
Well, I don't want to sign it because I don't want to do $80.
You don't want to sign it?
No, because I don't think that I deserve to pay $80 for something that is fixable and I can fix it.
All right.
That's all you want to do.
Go ahead and step out of the car.
Why?
Because you're under arrest. Step out. Step out of the vehicle. Step out. Step out. I'm giving you a lawful order. Step out.
You be fair with me and I'll be fair with you.
Step out.
No.
You're under arrest.
No, I'm not.
I'm placing you under arrest. Step
you
out.
You are full of because you're not placing me under no arrest.
Do not take off.
Shut up and give me that and I'll sign it.
Step out.
No.
We're beyond that.
You want me
Step out. Get out of the car! 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 Get out of the car!
You better leave me!
Put your hands behind your
Leave
back!
me alone!
Put your hands behind your back! Now!
Making the situation worse, lady.
Put your hands behind your back. Put your hands behind your back. Lay down and put your hands behind your back. Now. No, you will not. You're going to get it again. Do you realize you just got yourself in a whole lot more trouble?
What?
For running?
Oh, I didn't run. I told you you weren't going to arrest me. I pulled him here thinking that you were.
You hurt?
Yeah, I'm hurt.
What hurts?
Everything.
Alright, I got EMS on the way. Just hang on.
You got a what on the way?
I got an ambulance on the way. Check you out.
Ambulance? I don't need an ambulance.
Well, you got case, so they got to check you out.
I'm hurt, but I don't need an ambulance. I was gonna resist arrest. You weren't gonna arrest me, and then I got arrested. I mean, goddamn. Use your damn brains, people. I love this one.
This court hearing has gone viral after a trespassing suspect landed himself in jail for nearly 2 otherwise unnecessary years.
Yeah, Kelly. So it was all over an angry outburst at a Washtenaw County judge. Just everyone take a listen.
It's trespassing. I could technically leave and you guys could issue a warrant as long as I don't return. You can just kiss my. This is.
You know what? You don't. No. I'm gonna tell you what. You don't come in. You don't. Okay. That's contempt. That's 93. Keep going. That's another 93. That's another 93. That's another 93. That's another 93. That's 6 93s consecutive.
Was Darrell Jarrell, who you heard swearing at Judge Cedric Simpson, and he was in court over a misdemeanor trespassing charge. Just as the judge was about to adjourn, Jarrell decided to give him a piece of his mind.
That's right. So the total penalty, 558 days in jail. Another man who was on the call watched that entire interaction go down. Let's go ahead and check out his reaction.
That's another 93. That's another 93. That's another 93. That's 6 93s consecutive.
Now, this isn't the first time a crazy moment has happened in Judge Simpson's courtroom. In May, you may remember, he heard a case of a man accused of driving with a suspended license, and the man was driving during that hearing.
So, man given 558 days in jail for contempt of court after cursing out Michigan judge, even though he was supposed to be leaving the state within like a week or two. So all because he was ruled by his emotions, he has to spend, what is that, about a year and a half or so in the state now. So those are some illustration prime examples of what I was talking about, of how people, they, by being ruled by your feelings, your worries, your concerns, your fears, of what if this, what if that possibly, and thinking that you're in charge and you know better, all you do is destroy yourself and hurt yourself. And you need to be like, Commander Data from Star Trek Next Generation with no emotion chip. You need to be an android. You need to, especially dealing with higher ups. I learned this after my first year as a supply sergeant in the United States Army, and I got bullied and abused. Or they're like, look at your rank and look at my rank. My rank is higher than yours. I'm telling you to do this. I'm giving you an order as your superior. Do what the hell I tell you, even if what I'm telling you to do is breaking rules, laws, regulations, and policies. They think that they were the subject matter experts in logistics, and then once after a year and a half of being a supply sergeant and understanding the bigger picture, the big pie, all the pieces of the big pie, of how does supply fully work in every segment area and every category, then I became the subject matter expert, and then I was not ruled and pushed around and bullied and abused. I learned how to handle higher ranking authority, people with higher rank, with a badge, a gun, title, position, and a lot of them, they're not real leaders. They don't exactly lead by example. They're bosses who like to bark orders and enslave people and be like, I have the gun, I have the badge, I'm higher ranking, you will obey. How do you handle those kind of people? You tell them what they want to hear, you show them what they want to see, but you also don't resist and you cooperate. And you use etiquette, you use tact, you act like a professional. You keep your emotions, your true thoughts and feelings under control and in your head, and don't say it out loud, or you end up like the guy who cursed the judge 6 times and got an additional 558 days of being in contempt of court. So stop making your situation worse. No matter how bad it is, how angry, how frustrated, how annoyed you are, you need to learn to bite your tongue. If you get caught, you don't resist. You do exactly what they say, and quick, fast, and in a hurry, and almost within a minute or so, you're set free. The issue is dropped. That old woman, 65-year-old woman, just she knew she was doing wrong. Knowing that she's driving without a license and stuff, and all she had to do is go to the nearest DMV, wait an hour or two or whatever, or make an online appointment to be seen quicker and get it done. Almost every single time I'm already thinking ahead. My bank lets me know when my auto insurance is about to expire, so they email me a new copy and I print it off, and then I download it, I print it off, and I put it in my car behind the current one until it expires, and then I throw that one away. I'm always looking. I know around springtime of every year I have to update my vehicle registration, and so there's a DOL, Department of Licensing, to update registration and tags at the next town over, just north of me. So I'm aware. I have certain time periods. I know certain things around November and May of every year is when insurance policy cards need to be printed off and put in my car. And then around every springtime, I believe April or May, I have to update my vehicle registration. So if it's like you automatically know that and you do it around the same time of the year, there should be no issues. And then, so she knew she did wrong, and then she refused to sign an $80 ticket. That's better than, running from the cops and being pulled out of your truck and resisting arrest and being tased and then handcuffed. She just made her situation 5 times worse. So now there's probably a larger fine, probation, maybe some jail time, community service, instead of an $80 ticket. So it's like, pick and choose your battles. Stop resisting and thinking that you're in the right and everybody else is in the wrong. Cooperate with higher authorities. Do not resist or tell them to F off and all that kind of stuff, because all you're going to do is make your situation and your life worse and worse. And then, certain other people who have chosen to do drugs or become a raging alcoholic, and, have destroyed relationship dynamics with friends and family members. They used to have 50 close friends and family members, or a dozen, or whatever, and now they have one or none. And then a couple months go by, and they're like, it's been a month. I've been doing better. I'm sober and all this other kind of stuff. I've been clean or sober or whatever. It's been a month. Why are you guys still treating me like dirt? It's been 6 months. Why are you guys still treating me like dirt and ignoring me and avoiding me? It's been a year. Can't you people let it go and get over it? No, not for probably several years. Whatever, however long you did something horrible and treated people horribly, they have the right to protect themselves and to cut you off and stay away from you for a long time. So if you screwed up for an entire year and treated people horribly for a year, it's probably going to take 1 to 5 years of all those people you treated horribly not wanting anything to do with you. And then maybe, 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year, or 5 years later, maybe 10 years later, they may, be like, hey, you've really changed your life around. You got a job. You've been clean and sober for that long. You're a little bit back to your old self. Maybe then they might give you the time of day. They might give you a chance, but that's up to them. You can't force it upon them. If they're like, I've cut you off, I don't want you in my life, you're gone, then until they're ready, you, it's up to them. You can't force it upon people. So that's all I have. You guys take care. Have a good holiday season. And hit like, hit subscribe, make any comments that you want to make on this video, hopefully positive. And hope you enjoyed this video. All right, bye.